This episode is sponsored לעילוי נשמת Aharon ben Dovi Arya, whose Yahrtzeit was Chavzayin Tevis. The Chassid Reb Osher Grossman was a sheikhet ubeidek in Nikolayever, was from the young elite who were raised by Harav Tzadik Reb Hillel Paritcher in his later years. And he was from the Chassidim of the Rebbe Maharash and the Rebbe Rashab. He passed away on Chodesh Macheshvan Tov Reish Pei. The Fidik Rebbe once related, in one of the Farbrengens of the year Tov Reish Nun, the Rebbe Rashab said the Hemshech of Tiku Tov Reish Nun, and my uncle the Razah Chazer the Maimer that my Zayde the Rebbe Maharash said, Dibur Amaschel v'Osisa Tzitz. They Farbrengen then a Geschmacke Farbrengen, a good Farbrengen. Present at the Farbrengen were the Chassidim, Rabbi Yeshua from Kherson, Rabbi Osher Nikolayever, and more. Rabbi Osher asked then my father, Rebbe, say the Maimer that your father, the Rebbe Maharash, said on Purim Koton Tov Reish Lamed Hei. My father, the Rebbe Rashab, leaned on his hands and he burst out crying. And then they sang Ahartzik and Niggunim. And my father said the Maimer, the Baramaschel v'Kibul HaYehudim. In another Sikha, the Fidik Rebbe related, once, Rabbi Osher Nikolayever accepted upon himself to fast a whole entire week without any breaks. And since you cannot do something like that without an agreement from the Rebbe, so Rabbi Osher went to the Rebbe to Lubavitch. In the meantime, he started to fast, thinking that if the Rebbe will agree to my fast, so then the days that I'm fasting now will be counted as a tainus. And if the Rebbe would not agree, it would just be counted as a diet. Rabbi Osher went on his way on Tuesday, and he arrived in Lubavitch on Thursday. When he went into the Rebbe told him, the truth is that I do not want to agree to this tainus of yours. Because a proper tainus is only if b'shas maisa you learn and you daven properly. And if not, it's just a diet. But since we're already Thursday, so finish up the tainus. During Thursday, the Rebbe sent to him shluchim every once in a while to check up on him, to make sure that he's healthy. By the evening, the Rebbe sent him a shliach telling him that he should eat something. But Rebbe Osher didn't want to eat because he said that the fast didn't end yet. Later on, the Rebbe himself went over to him and ate in front of him. That caused Rebbe Osher to eat also. Later on, the Rebbe said that he should watch over the anhaga of Rebbe Osher when it comes to Inyonei Achila. This same story is related in a few places in slightly different girsahs. This is the girsah that the Fidik Rebbe related, which is printed in Sefer HaSichos Tov Reish Tzadik Vav through Tov Shin, page 307. In the year of Tov Reish Samach, Rebbe Osher was appointed by the Rebbe Rashab to reprint the Sefer HaTanya, which that is the famous print of Vilna, the Vilna Tanya, which is the print that we use until today. The Rebbe Rashab chose him that he should be Magia the Tanya. Rebbe Osher was planning to print in the end of the Sefer HaTanya Divrei Shavach and praises about the Rebbe Rashab. However, when the Rebbe Rashab found out about this, he wrote a letter to his son Fidik Rebbe, where he made it clear that this was done without his knowledge, and he has tremendous ogmas nefesh from it, and therefore he asked Rebbe Osher that if he's not able to take out the paper from the Sefer, at least he should fix it up by signing his name, meaning Rebbe Osher's name, on the bottom of the paper, to show that it's from him. And the Rebbe Rashab was madgish that without this fixing, he's answering on him to sell the Sfarim that will be printed. Lamaisa, after the print, this paper was taken out. Reb Mendel Futterfass once related that in the Rebbe's bris, which took place in Nikolayever, in his Zayde's home, Reb Meir Shlomo Yanovsky, which was the Rav of the town, so the Chassidim came for the bris, and one of the Chassidim who lived there was Reb Osher Nikolayever. And he came to the bris. Since Pesach, our minhag is that we don't mix, we don't eat in other people's homes. So Reb Osher didn't eat in the bris, in the Rebbe's bris. Reb Meir Shlomo turned to Reb Osher and he said, the truth is that I should really give you a chelik. I should really tell you off for the fact that you're not eating in the Rav's house. But what should I do that you once saved my life? What's the story? That once, years before, the Rav Reb Meir Shlomo Yanovsky was very, very sick. He was sick with typhus. And in those days, many people were dying from it. And in those days, they didn't yet find any cure for it. And anybody who came in contact with people who had it was endangering himself because it was very contagious. So the only thing they were able to do then is put all the people who were sick in quarantine in a house until they chas v'shalom passed away. So Reb Meir Shlomo Yanovsky was also put in that quarantine house. When Osher Nikolayever heard about it, so he came to visit him. But since the government wasn't allowing people to enter the house, Reb Osher stood outside the building in the closest place possible to the room of Reb Meir Shlomo, and he started to read out loud from the Tanya, Igeres HaKodesh Siman Yud Aleph, the Igeres of Laskil Chabina, where the Alter Rebbe explains that Ein Ra Yored Milemaylo, and when a person has emunah in the Eibishter, a complete emunah, then he is zeiche to actually have Tov Anireh V'Nigla. Reb Osher didn't actually know if Reb Meir Shlomo could hear him or not, but he hoped that his words reached their destination, and that's what he did every single day. Every single day he came there with his Tanya, and he read out loud, Igeres HaKodesh Laskil Chabina. A few weeks later, Reb Meir Shlomo actually recovered, and he was able to leave the quarantine completely healthy. And when he met Reb Osher, he said, "You should know, you saved my life. Because your reading of Laskil Chabina every day gave me the encouragement and the tikva, and that gave me the koyach to get out of this sickness." Another time Reb Mendel related, once Reb Osher Nikolayever was sitting and learning with a lot of chayas the Hemshech Samach Vav of the Rebbe Rashab. In the middle of his learning, entered the room the Chassidische brothers Reb Binyamin and Reb Eliyachaim Altais, and they were very excited about a moifes, a miracle that he just heard about the Rebbe Rashab. And they told Reb Osher to stop his learning, and they told Reb Osher about the miracle they just heard about the Rebbe Rashab. So Reb Osher told them, "Get out of here, you and your moifsim. We could already think that if not for the Rebbe's moifsim, it wouldn't be a Rebbe." Reb Fale Khan, Reb Yoel Khan's father, once related that once Reb Osher traveled in a wagon together with the Rebbe Rashab. And later, Reb Osher related that the Yidden who came to greet the Rebbe Rashab gave him a lot of honor. They disconnected the horses from the straps, and they carried the wagon of the Rebbe Rashab on their shoulders. I was able to see on the Rebbe Rashab's face tremendous tzar. Rebbe Osher concluded by saying, "Halavai, that it should be zeichet to such a shivrein lev on Erev Yom Kippur, like the shivrein lev the Rebbe Rashab had when they were carrying him on a wagon." There's a famous niggin from Rebbe Osher Nikolayever. The Frierdiker Rebbe relates that this niggin I heard for the first time in Tov Reis Samech Aleph in a family wedding. I was traveling then by the shlichus of my father, Binyani Aklal, and based on my father's instructions, I also traveled to Barditchev, which this is where this family wedding took place. That wedding, Reb Osher Nikolayever was also there, and he had a chush in Nagina. And when he heard in the first parts of the niggin from the klezmer, he right away captured the whole entire niggin. And later on, when he came to Lubavitch, he sang the niggin in front of my father. My father really liked the niggin, especially those tenuos of ga'aguyim, of rotzai and shoiv that are in this niggin. And my father said then, with this niggin, you are able to daven good. You are able to wash well the kli with hot tears, and this helps for psichas alev. Chassidim say that this niggin is called the Rendelach niggin, the niggin of the coins, because Reb Osher wanted to hear the klezmer playing this niggin again to get more details, so he gave them a tip, a few more coins that they should play it again. At another opportunity, the Frierdiker Rebbe said that actually Reb Aharon Charitonov, or a different gersa, the Frierdiker Rebbe said it was Reb Moshe Charitonov, actually fixed up the niggin. The way Reb Osher brought the niggin to Lubavitch wasn't the way we sing it today. Reb Aharon Charitonov added different parts to it. And the Rebbe Rashab heard it, and he said, in dem niggin spiegelt sich ab die Verlehrigkeit von a Chassid mitzad Maisav und sein Hoffen auf den Rebben. Loose translation, and this niggin reflects the Chassid being lost because of his actions and his Hoffen and his hope for the Rebbe. Later on, when Reb Osher came back home and he told Reb Aharon Charitonov what the Rebbe Rashab said about the niggin that he made, that he fixed up, so Reb Aharon Charitonov said with emotion, the Rebbe zet vifel pnimius alev der niggin hat mir gekost. The Rebbe saw how much pnimius alev this niggin costed me. About Reb Osher's chush in Nagina, we could see from another story that Reb Yoel Khan once related. Once, Reb Osher Nikolayever came to Lubavitch, and he saw a chassid that he didn't recognize by face in the zal, sitting and davening and singing. He didn't know who it was, but then he said, this must be the famous Chassid, Reb Bel Maseyev. So they asked him, how do you know that this is Reb Bel Maseyev? Because he actually got it right, this was Reb Bel Maseyev. So he said, I heard Biurim and Chassidus in his name, and when he was singing now, by davening, I was able to tell that the Mahalach HaNefesh, the Tnuas HaNefesh, of the way he was singing are the same Tnuas HaNefesh and the Mahalach HaNefesh of the Biurim and Chassidus that are heard in his name. We will play Reb Osher Nikolayever's Niggun the way it is sung in Nechayach. There's another Niggun miyuchas to Reb Osher Nikolayever. It's Niggun Kuf Mem Aleph in Sefer Niggunim. We'll play this Niggun sung by Harav Chassid Reb Eli Lipsker Alav Hashalom.
Niggun Kuf Mem Aleph, Niggun Reb Osher Nikolayever. na 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 na